Alrighty, one more video for today. Sorry for the abrupt end. I thought Batru would appear in the bazaar, but not yet. I guess that's after all this. Gonna say right now, this video may end up being a bit long because this last song is obnoxious as hell to acquire, and I kind of forget exactly how to do it. I should have saved. Because as soon as you go down here, you're stuck here until you do this little side bit. Because the volcano decides to erupt. Right as we go down. Link gets knocked out and captured. Oh, God, your voice. I'm here to save the day. Hey, long time no see. Huh? Tell me you forgot my ugly mug. I'm Platts, the Mogma you helped in the Northern Temple. Luna Platts? I saw them dragging you off unconscious, so I tailed them. You're pretty fearless, huh? What are you up to now? Searching. You heard the rumor about all the baddies and their treasure, didn't you? You know what I'm talking about, the rumor that some bad guys are having a little get-together on this mountain. Everybody knows that where there's bad guys, there's treasure, and that's just the way of the world. Don't you gotta take care of your own business first? Haven't you noticed? They swiped all your stuff. While you were out, they shook you down good, pal. You're gonna want to get your stuff back before you go and try anything else. I can get you started. I sold these back for you. Time for me to tunnel out, pal. You got your work cut out for you. Good luck out there. Oh, they took our pouch and everything. Thankfully, there's this conveniently straight passageway that leads right out. You know what'd be great right now? A stool. Much like this one. Link's falling asleep. Get up. There's some bats. Oh, no, it's the hint guy. Hey, what are you thinking? You shouldn't be out here in the open with no way to defend yourself. This place is crawling with thugs. Now just be careful they don't spot you while you're sneaking around. Link, this is a sneaking mission. That guy's just bathing in light. I probably don't even need to say this again, but seriously, pal, don't let the bad guys see you hear? They ain't gonna do nothing nice if they catch you. So do anything heroic and get yourself caught. Now, you know, I really worry about you, pal. It's a weakness of mine. Okay, tell you what, I'm going to show you something good. Open up your map. I just feel terrible for you, pal. Here, let me do one more thing for you. Old Platts here's going to show you what's in all the treasure chests. Ta-da! All of our items. After all, none of it looked like stuff I'd really want anyhow. But if some of them things are yours, I'll bet you're going to want to get them back, right? Alright then, I'm going back to rummage around for treasure. See you later. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Get out of here. Yeah, I was watching Hootie on Vinesauce play Final Fantasy Tactics, so I downloaded a ROM of that because I haven't played that in years. Years and years. So I'm playing that. And then I decided, I also downloaded one of Final Fantasy IX, because I keep hearing everyone talk about how... Oh, that's not what I had to do. I keep hearing everyone talk about how awesome Final Fantasy IX was. I've never played it. I've never even seen it. Oh, that was too close, apparently. I've never even seen Final Fantasy IX before. I don't know anything about it. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna play this. See what it's all about, because everybody just seems to love it. My favorites are 4, 6, and 10. 4 was my first Final Fantasy, the one I grew up with. 6 I liked. Loved the story, loved the characters. The only thing I didn't like was how every character has a big gameplay gimmick. And if you don't learn them all, then the battles are way harder. Like, you learn the gimmicks and you're good to go, but... I don't know, some of them were just really tedious. I didn't feel like investing that much time. In Final Fantasy X, I just loved everything about that game. I loved the sphere grid. I loved what they did with the combat. How it was turn-based, but you could see the turnover on the side. I just love everything about 10. I love the characters. I hated 10 too, solely because of what they did to Yuna and Riku. It's like, where's my adorable little summoner? Why is she a scantily clad, gun-toting poster girl now? I just hated that so much. Trying to think. I liked the Game Boy Advance remake of the first Final Fantasy. It came with 1 and 2. I never finished Final Fantasy 2 though. Final Fantasy 3 I've never played. Final Fantasy 5 I've never played. Final Fantasy 7 I never played until the Steam version came out. Drop down. I don't think he can see you here. I guess we'll find out. Hi. Yeah, I never played Final Fantasy 7 until the Steam version, so I played that. I liked it. I don't have like a big nostalgia-gasm for it like a lot of people do because like this is my first time playing it. That was just the year before I moved here I played it. And same thing with Final Fantasy VIII, never played it till the Steam version. I haven't finished it though, I can't bring myself to play that game because I hate the combat. I really don't like Final Fantasy VIII. I like the characters. I was enjoying the story from what little I understood of it. But, I don't know, just the combat just didn't do it for me. I did not enjoy that playing that game. Final Fantasy IX I never played. Final Fantasy XI was an MMO, so I never bothered with it. Final Fantasy XII was the last good Final Fantasy game. I never finished it. My one friend rented it, and I played it a bit with him, and I really liked it. Only thing I didn't like was the, what was it? The license system, there we go. That crapper, if you wanted to equip a different weapon, you had to go through the whole license bullcrap. Which I think they changed how that worked in the HD remake of the game. They made it a lot better. So that has me curious. Final Fantasy XIII, I picked up on Steam as a joke. I was gonna play that at some point. But apparently the PC port is awful because Square doesn't know how to PC port things. Which doesn't surprise me. But, the music in Final Fantasy XIII is really good because that's one thing Square always does right, is a good soundtrack. Apparently the combat's really good too. I've heard nice things about the game's combat, like it's... If nothing else, the gameplay is really good. The story is debatable. It's kind of ridiculous. But I don't know, I was looking at some of the Japanese stuff from Final Fantasy XIII. It didn't look bad. Like, Lightning was a lot more likable as a character. She had a lot more energy. Unlike frickin' her English voice actress. Her voice just sounds so dead. Like, she does not enjoy her role at all. Which goes for a lot of English things. The original Japanese voiceovers are usually way better. For that reason, exactly. Just, the English ones just don't seem to care about the job or the character. It's just... there's no life in their voice. Like, that's what bothered me with Aqua from Kingdom Hearts. I love her. But her English voice actress is just... ugh. I was playing to the end of a Final Mix. And, you get to that final area, which was Japanese only, so it never had English translation. So suddenly I'm hearing Aqua's Japanese voice, and I'm like, this sounds so much better! I want to play the whole game with this voice, because it's so much nicer than her English one. There's just so much life in it. And then Final Fantasy XIV, I've heard really good things about, but it's a paid subscription, and I frickin' hate that. Any game that has you pay every month for the same game, I just, nope, no thanks. I know they're constantly updating and everything, but it's like you're still playing the same game, doing the same shit. It's just, I have no interest in that. I liked Phantasy Star because it was free. And by free I mean no paid subscription. It's not free. You pay for the game and then you have the game. And that's it. You have the game forever. I like that. I like that a lot better than the freaking paid subscription crap. And then they're making a Final Fantasy 15, which I'm just not even interested in. Dane said it looks good, but I've stopped. I take everything Dane says now with a grain of salt. That's not going to come down, is it? Okay. Where do I go from here? I guess I could reach that with a bomb, probably. most amazing treasures of the world just up ahead. We need our bombs before we can do anything there, though, so let's go grab those first. Yeah, I take anything Dane says anymore with a grain of salt, because him and I have wildly varying opinions for, like, everything. I realize these are only for getting back. That was lucky. Yeah. This bit always annoyed me. Look how quick and precise you have to be. Damn it! And then the bomb despawns. Yeah, I hate this part. Final Fantasy Tactics was good. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles was awesome. I'm really sad that my disc stopped working. I never played the other Crystal Chronicles games, so I don't know what they're like. I only have the first one. And I loved it. I was always sad I didn't have anyone else to play it with. Because I never had that whole Game Boy Advance to GameCube connection thing. So there's a lot I missed out on. Playing Metroid Prime with the Fusion Suit, Four Swords Adventures. That's all I can think of. But I missed it all. I wasn't able to do any of it. And Five Nights at Freddy's 3. The trailer for that came out. And I'm like, already? It just feels like he's milking it now. And Dade said, strike while the popularity's hot. Slender the Arrival wouldn't have done nearly as well as it did if it didn't come out when it did. I'm like, wasn't Slender's Arrival really shitty? Like, the original Slender was just a simple little thing that they made. You just try to collect the 8 pages and survive, okay. And Slender the Arrival, they tried to make it, you know, they tried to make it bigger, they tried to give it a story and everything, and wasn't it really crappy? I've heard nothing but terrible things about that game. So the fact he used that as a reference, I mean, to me, all it's become is a huge meme. You know, oh man, Slender, so spooky. But apart from that, it's just like, okay. But yeah, games like that are just mania anyway. Made to please the children's. I would rather take the time developing a game, make it good, to please the true dedicated fans, other than the masses of stupid children. Is it making like planking noises? Alright, now that we have our bombs, we can go and get our sword and shield back. And the rest of our items. I think the rest are all literally just at the end. In a single treasure chest, they just stuffed everything together. Get out of here, bats. I think it's everything. Yeah, it's everything. So this part isn't that bad, it's just time consuming. It's like, we can't just go to the fire dragon and get the song. No, they have to artificially extend the game out a bit. I like how our sword is just there. They hit all of our other items, but no. Sword's just right here. You got the true Master Sword back. Now you can cut right through your troubles like before. You can also talk to Fee again. Thank you, Master. Please excuse me for leaving your side during this brief trouble with the volcanic eruption. While I was here, I detected a strong source of power emanating from the area on the far right. Signs indicate a 60% chance that the dragon who knows a verse of the Song of the Hero dwells here. Please reacquire the rest of your gear and continue searching for the dragon. Alright, gimmick is over. Yeah, that chest right there, that has literally all of our other items in it. Is this just a dig spot? Very. Oh, there is one cool indie game that I think is really cool. I don't remember what it was called though. I want to say like PCP, but that's not right. Oops. Containment breach. Something. I don't think that's long enough. Oh, why can't I think of the name? But basically, it's this like lab with all these things. I don't know what they're called. SCP? SCP? That might be it. SCP Containment Breach? That sounds like the right name. I could be wrong though. But yeah, basically if I'm right about the name, the SCPs get out. And you have to try to escape the facility, and you know, it's a horror game. But it's a horror game done right. I'm pretty sure it's SCP Containment Breach. That sounds right. And the game, whoops. The game focuses heavily on a blinking mechanic. Like your character has to blink every so often. And the main SCP, whose name I don't remember, works kind of like the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. If you're looking directly at it, it just stands there like a statue. But the second eye contact is broken with it, it moves at insanely fast speeds and just kills people. And so you always gotta be looking at the thing. Like if it's in the room. if it's nearby. You always gotta be looking at the thing. You gotta close doors just to slow it down, even just a little bit. And pray you don't have to blink while you're looking at it, because chances are it'll just zoom right at you. If there's a door in the way and you have to blink, then you'll have to open the door before it gets you, so you're relatively safe. But you gotta keep moving. And then there's other SCPs, not just that one. Not all of them are harmful. Some of them are, some of them aren't. That one is. That one wants everything dead for reasons unknown. Yeah, that was a cool thing. And we're finally here. After almost half an hour. Oh, a man of flesh and blood has walked his way into the heart of my burning hall. Now this is something. Man, you have a goofy face. If I have the right of it, the mark you bear upon your hand is not just a fashionable decoration. There can be no doubt about it then. The goddess has chosen you to hear the melody I have guarded for her all these years. Listen well, human child. I will sing you my part of the song of the hero. He just screams at us. Look at that. I'm afraid that eruption was caused by an explosion of my power. Looks like you were caught up in it. My apologies. The skies above this land should clear soon. You should go. And for what purpose were you doing that? Just to be a jerk? To pad out this game even longer? Oh, I see. Report, Master. The volcanic activity that impeded your return to the sky earlier has ceased. Is it possible to return to the sky again? It says if we collected 3 parts of the song of the hero, I recommend you return to the sky and meet with the great sky spirit Levius to complete the song. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do a 4th video. I want to get this out of the way. This next segment before the final dungeon. Oh, excuse me. One sec.